Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mig Alphanim. I tell you what, this is some of the most interesting news I've seen in a long time, these next few chapters here. Let's start off with this one here on the cryptobasic.com. I hope you're all doing fantastic out there. It's titled, Ripple Executive Says XRP and XLM Set to Become the Pepsi and Coca-Cola of Central Bank Utility. You know, it's hard to verify things like this, right? If there are leaks. But I tell you what, is that far-fetched to believe when we see the setup? All of these different powerful entities that Stellar has associations with, all of these big powerful entities that Ripple and XRP have associations with, and they just continue to build and build and build, right? But this is what it says here. It says, an unnamed Ripple executive. So I mean, I guess someone is leaking this or they're trying to allude to this. There's no way to verify this, but that's very interesting. I think it's very feasible, right? But I have an article. It'll probably be the fourth chapter in this video that's going to drop some information that's significant, that lends a little bit of credence to something like this. Not necessarily the central banks, but in another way. It says here, the two assets with similar functionalities could serve as the Pepsi and Coca-Cola of the coming financial revolution in terms of central bank utility. Let's scroll down here. It says Francis Hunt, the market sniper, a veteran trader and technical analyst, revealed this while speaking with the Versan and Vandal Al-Jara in the latest episode of the Black Swan Capitalist podcast. It says, quote, do you believe that these two technologies are going to be the foundation of what's yet to come? Unquote. Versan asked Hunt, pointing to the similarities between XRP and XLM, and they function so well together. He says, in terms of the underlying technologies and their price movements, says recall that Jed McCaleb, one of the original architects of the XRP ledger, launched Stellar in 2014. Well, we know that. Let's skip past that little part there. It says in the Black Swan Capitalist episode, Versan called attention to these similar price movements, asking for Hunt's opinion on the role of both assets could play in the coming financial revolution. Once again, look at that. It'll probably be chapter number 4. Eye opener, I'm telling you. And also, hey, get a chance, click that like button if you enjoy this content. It says while he failed to mention who this executive is, Hunt revealed that the individual likens XRP and XLM to the Pepsi and Coca-Cola of the financial scene. The rationale behind this classification is that XRP and XLM are going to fulfill the, quote, same functions, unquote, according to the unnamed Ripple executive. Notably, both assets would become useful in the upcoming financial revolution in terms of central bank utility. This already happens on a small scale. All right, let's skip that. Let's go to another. That's a good way to start, in my humble opinion. Let's go to another article here. And this is also interesting. They never do things without purpose. Everything has a meaning. This is from U.Today, and it's titled, Ripple CTO Spooks XRP Community with a Cryptic Post. All right, so let's find out what David Schwartz did this time. Ripple's David Schwartz has gotten tongues wagging with his new post on X. It says David Schwartz, Chief Technology Officer of Ripple Labs, has spooked the XRP community. I don't know why they always reiterate things multiple times, but this is what he said. Quote, I love the @Ripple team so much, unquote. That ends with an exclamation mark. So what does that tell you? Something big happened. The only reason someone would say something like this out of seemingly out of nowhere is if something massive occurred that brought this genius's mind to, or a project that they were working on, XRPL, that they built, to a higher level or closer to that level where they want it to be. Something big must have occurred to spark this type of statement. It says a statement whose meaning is more than what currently meets the eye, obviously. And we see this a lot. They want to talk about how these massive deals that they're doing. They want to talk about innovations that they have going on, but they can't right now. They have NDAs, memorandums of understanding, all types of things going on. They can't say it yet. So they drop little breadcrumbs. Right. We've seen this time and time again with multitude of companies where they want to leak something. They want to tell the public so badly, but they just legally can't do it yet. Something big occurred for David Schwartz to make this type of statement. All right, that's my thoughts on that. And that gets me very excited, very, very excited, considering everything that they've already done. What could have gotten him this excited? It must be something massive. So it says, notably, the tech world was rattled over the weekend following the removal of Sam Altman as chief executive officer of OpenAI. Well, a couple of people left OpenAI at the same time because Sam Altman was removed. Right. So that's going to be interesting wherever Sam Altman ends up and whatever new projects Sam Altman may take up. It says the startup behind ChatGPT chatbot. It says Altman's removal was likened to a corporate OpenAI coup based on disagreements with OpenAI's board. Amid the saga, there were speculations that Altman would be reinstated based on pressures from the company's investors and the employees of the firm. And then it says here, as speculations deepen, Sam Altman shared a post that reads, quote, "I love the OpenAI team so much," unquote, underscoring the Ripple CTO copied the post from. That's very interesting. Very interesting. You know, I really don't like all the cryptic posts and such like that, but it gives you good things to, good information to sort of look into. It builds the speculative energy a little bit more, keeps things exciting, for lack of a better word. So now let's move on here. So, of course, we have another extremely bullish projection for XRP in the future, not now. OK, it says here, market analysts forecast an XRP surge to $27. It says the analyst introduced two contrasting scenarios. These scenarios present market participants with a comprehensive outlook for both bullish and bearish possibilities. On the bearish side, eGrag warns that XRP delicately perches on the edge of the Fibonacci level 0.5. Currently, the Fib 0.5 territory rests on the 60-cent price territory. According to him, if November concludes below this critical level, accompanied by a bearish candle formation, XRP could face a potential drift into what he dubs the, quote, yellow triangle territory, unquote. Let's scroll down here and get to that $27. That's what really gets me excited. It says here, eGrag uses the metaphor of constructing a tower to illustrate the process. According to him, like building a tower, establishing new price ranges takes time and often remains unseen by the public eye. Addressing the XRP community, the analyst noted that the forecasted $27 price point would serve as the sturdy bedrock upon which future prices will form. At XRP's current price at 62 cents, even the $27 target is an ambitious target. Well, not like I said, not if they do what they're supposed to do. And you have all of these different things, all these different banks using XRP in the future time, then no, it gets actually very easy to reach a much higher price, but we shall see. So now on to that fourth chapter I was talking about here. Now, this is very interesting. This is from payments.com. And it is titled, B2B payments need a foundational infrastructure. People don't see what's coming. You have even payments.com now has to come out because the B2B payments right now, their infrastructure are terrible. I've been saying that for a long time, haven't I? So even payments.com now is saying this and now calling for them to provide a foundational infrastructure. At least let's read this little piece. And that obviously could be, and I believe will be, the new financial system. There is nothing else that's going to meet the requirements that they're going to talk about in this little piece here. But let's read this little piece. It says the markets will determine which use cases gain ground, said Walters, who added it's impossible to plan for every type of transaction. What's needed is philosophical in nature. Quote, a foundational layer of infrastructure that runs at speed. That's the new financial system. That's Stellar, XLM. That's Ripple and XRP, or anybody who uses XRP. Algorand, Quant, that's them. Obviously, this would take time to set up, but let's keep going. It says that infrastructure promotes broad reach. That's us. We have corridors everywhere, all around the world. Broad reach and accessibility as different types of payments scale and attain critical mass, he said. So this would require lots of liquidity as well. The challenge is significant for B2B payments where the infrastructure is fractured and network effects remain blunted, he said. We can pull everything together, hence why I continue to say interoperability is one of the most important aspects of the new financial system. Then it says here, ISO 20022, Webster noted, introduces, quote, a common language, unquote, of information conveyed between senders and receivers that can pave the way for the network effect. But Walters cautioned that with those standards in place, quote, they need to start dealing solely with messaging and start understanding the data and information in a transaction and narrative evolves, unquote. It says the parallel might be drawn from the card networks as the data harnessed over the years have led to actionable insights and new use cases. It says in looking ahead with a nod to account transactions, he said, quote, this is not a technology looking for a problem. It's a fundamental change in technology that already has a whole range of different problems that can be satisfied by different types of organizations. New financial system is going to dominate. You can't tell the people anything. You know, some people have their minds made up already. But if you're reading this information that's coming from these experts, they're all but begging for the new financial system to be deployed. It's the lawmakers that's holding everything back. No clarity or very, very little clarity across the board when it comes to crypto. Right. It says here. And let me tell you, they need a lot more than what has already occurred. There must be a lot more clarity than what has already occurred. Unfortunately, those who know why I say that. It says the problem solving may be best addressed by collaboration between buyers and suppliers, as each side of the B2B equation seeks to maximize liquidity. They're telling everybody. It says in capital positions, he said, advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence, we have that, will improve security, and we have security as well, surrounding the payments themselves and help create a faster, that's us, cheaper, that's us, microsystem of payments. Sustained investment in infrastructure on the part of banks and fintechs will transform B2B. Quote, the consolidation of use cases, even businesses, and the scaling of payment flows are going to be a game changer for the market, unquote. They might as well just go ahead and just insert the words new financial system here. This is what they're talking about. And they're analyzing everything, being patient, letting everything get set up. And this is how you do it. Obviously, it's going to take time to pull all this different stuff together. And it's even wilder, in my humble opinion, that the bank coin companies are trying to pull central banks in, commercial banks in, B2B payments in, tokenization of everything. Like the amount that they're trying to accomplish, it's so lofty. It's just so cutting edge. Yeah, I can see why it's going to take time. But when it's all said and done, when it's done, the explosion that's possible. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You can believe what you want. Just these are my personal thoughts. The explosion that is possible if all of this gets up and running is absolutely unbelievable. Right. And I'm never one to say it. I'm a diversified individual. I see a lot of people are not diversified. I think that's the problem. They may be in one or two things, one or two assets. But I think that, once again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I think people should always have their quick money plays, and then they should have their long-term investments. XRP, XLM, Algorand, these are long-term things for me, right? Long-term things for me. But once again, I'll end off this little section here. Then we have one more chapter by saying that the explosion that is possible if they can get B2B payments off the ground, interbank payments off the ground, tokenization of everything. You see all these big companies, big banks, high net worth individuals going into gold. And obviously a lot of that's going to be digitized. Who wants to move physical gold all around? I don't think that's the way of the future. Even though a lot of people do have physical gold, I'm a big supporter of physical gold, but most of the world will not want to have gold bars, and gold coins. They just don't. So that capital from the massive amounts of gold that has been purchased will flow across some of these bank coins. You see one like Stellar positioning itself in a lot of the corridors that are heavy in gold. And that gold, I believe, will be digitized, or at least the value will. So now let's end off here. We're going to end off with this article here from Coinpedia.com. And it's titled, Ripple's XRP emerges as a top investment choice among major banks. Wow, like this has been a really, really good news day, in my humble opinion. But let's find out what they're talking about. It says, in a significant development for the cryptocurrency sector, Ripple's XRP. I hate when they say that. Just say XRP. Anybody can use XRP. But anyway, it says, has been identified as a preferred investment choice among world's leading banks, according to a new report by the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision. I have not seen this report. Can anyone out there verify if this is real? This is legit? All right. I have to ask that question if I haven't seen the document. We've seen documents from the Basel Committee. We've covered quite a few of them, but I haven't seen this one. But if this is true, this is significant. Wouldn't surprise me, though. But let's keep going. It says the BCBS, the principal global standard setter for banks' prudential regulation, has introduced a comprehensive data set focusing on banks' engagement with crypto assets. It says this data set stems from a crypto asset data collection template launched by the BCBS in 2018. The template was designed to align with the committee's consulting documents from June 2021 to 2022. It says XRP's prominent position in the banking sector. The findings reveal that XRP, the third largest altcoin, constitutes a significant portion of the bank's cryptocurrency engagements. Really? That's very interesting. Once again, need verification of this. Need to see that. By tomorrow, I will have seen that document if it does indeed exist. Right? It says specifically, XRP accounts for 2% of the total euro 9.4 billion exposure in the sector, amounting to approximately 188 million euro or $205 million. All right. So big things continue to happen. I think things are looking good. The market, last I saw, a little bit red. No big deal in my humble opinion, because there's a lot going on. You have the whole Kraken situation going on. You have other big situations going on. So, you have the liquidity drain from, I think, a holdover from U.S. Treasury activity, but overall, I think things are looking good. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, folks, let's get to the money.